the Borrow Smart segment today, being brought to you by rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com. How long does it take to refinance a house? How long do you want it to take? You have to plan in advance. That's the whole thing. So here's the ideas as to what you want to do. 7 steps to refinance your home could help you save money in the short term by extending your loan term and lowering your monthly payment, or help you save on interest throughout your loan with larger monthly payments in a shorter loan term. If your credit has improved since you took out your original loan, you may also be able to lower your loan's interest rate. Let's take a look at what we need to do. First step, understand your goals. It all goes back to your goals. How long are you going to be there? Does it make sense to even refinance? If you're only going to be there a year, what's the break-even point on the refinancing costs? So one of the first steps to refinancing a house is asking yourself what you'd like to get from refinancing. Do you want to shorten your loan term? Do you want to secure an interest rate lower than your current rate? Do you want both? What is the ideal result? Take a look at the lenders. And we always say, something, here's 7 questions we're going to answer for you. Make sure you get them answered by everybody that you want to chat with and see what they have to say. Take a look at what the costs and fees are. I had somebody just yesterday say, can you guarantee a no-cost loan if we have to refinance down the road? And my answer is, sure I can, and so can anybody. I'm not going to promise you that's the best solution for you, because when the time comes, we're going to lay things out and see what is your best solution. Not always is it a no-cost option. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not. If you're going to be there short-term, no cost is great. If you're going to be there long-term, there's no free lunch. Escrow, title, appraisers, they all have to get paid. So it's going to be coming out of something. Where do you think it comes from? The buyer always pays. Get a total cost analysis. Take a look at 2 or 3. I generally like to put 3 different options on a total cost analysis so you can see side by side what they're going to look like 5 years. What are they going to look like in 10 years? What is your savings? What is your cost? What is your net worth? What are all these things doing? Make sure you can shorten the time period by getting your documentation in order, or using a company that deals with account check. That's the one that I like the best. So you got to prove your income. You got to prove your assets. You got to deal with insurance. You're going to have debt statements. So your income, assets, and bank statements are all available online. You can get those anywhere. Now, if you use this service, account check, it will allow you to put in credentials that we never see, and it sends us an electronic report that goes right into the loan origination software. That way you don't have to get involved in getting the documentation to us. About 70% of the employers in the country will deal with these online services. So your income will go right through there as well. So you don't have to deal with getting bank statements. It can be very, very simple. Depending on how much equity you have in your property, you may not even need an appraisal depending on some of the data that comes through. So again, make these plans up front. Start the loan process, and if needed, get an appraisal. You can start the loan process with our team. Just go to ronismylender.com, ronismylender.com, and there's an app right there that you can actually play around with and see what rates are, what payments are. If you want to buy down the rate and bring it down to 5%, you can see what that payment will do. You want to get more of a rebate at the end? Take a look at a 7% rate. See what that does. Then we go to the underwriters. A good company will be able to get it underwritten within probably 24 hours, maybe less. You're going to have a discussion, a rate lock discussion, and understand what the rates are that you qualify for and get that locked in. We talked about rate locks yesterday. And then you just go on your way. It's not that difficult. In most instances, the escrow company is going to send an appraiser right to your house or place of work, wherever you want, so you can sign the documents with them at that point. It becomes very simple. Now, the part that's not simple, you need to deal with a great lender who understands where we are in the marketplace and can give you guidance. Why do we use a total cost analysis? Because we want to look and see, okay, if we pay points, and it's not bad paying points to buy down a rate. There's some people that, Ron, there's no way I'm paying points. Gotcha. But are you open-minded enough to see what that does for you and your family? If you are, you get a total cost analysis, and it says, our break even on paying points is 27 months. So I start saving a lot of money at the 28th month? Well, then you have to look and say, okay, what do I expect interest rates to do? When do I think they're going to come down? Do I think they're going to go up? Am I better off using an adjustable rate mortgage? Most people say, I get a lot of people, there's no way I'm ever going to have an adjustable rate mortgage. Do you know the vast majority of high net worth individuals never have a fixed rate mortgage? Why? Because they know the market cycles. There are different ways of going. The best loan that we're talking to folks about for those that qualify is the Home Select loan from Geneva Financial. Why? Because you get the lowest interest expense. The interest rate might be higher, but the interest expense is lower. The minimum mandatory payment is lower in most instances. The net wealth effect is higher. You get more net wealth. And the effective interest rate, even though the interest rate is higher, the effective interest rate, right now, most of them that I'm looking at are running between 2 and 3% 30-year loan effective interest rate, effective APR. So it's all about the same thing. Strategy beats rate always. Strategy beats rate always.